Good morning, children. Today we will be looking into our chapter 16, which will be dealing with inheritance. So, this is one of the important feature of our C++. Okay. So, in this chapter, we will be having only the topics 6.1, 6.2, 6.3 and 6.4. Okay. So, what is introduction to inheritance? So, we will be seeing what is inheritance in this paragraph. So, inheritance is one of the most important features of object-oriented programming. Okay, in this inheritance, we have a new class, okay, and the object to take the properties of the already existing class. Okay. I have given the example of our grandfather, your father inheriting the property from the grandfather. Likewise, the other generation is inheriting from your father. Now, we are going to use the already existing property. That is already the property is in the name of your grandfather. That will be used by the father. Then you can use it as your father's son. Similar way, we are going to use the properties of an already existing class. So that is the important keyword here. A class is already existing. We are going to use the objects and properties of that class. Okay, the class which is used as the basis is called the base class or the super class. So this is the definition for base class. The class that exists already or which is the basis for creating the new class. Then the class which inherits from the superclass is called the subclass or the derived class. Okay. Now why are we going for inheritance? Why we need this inheritance? Because it is mainly for reusability. Reusability means what? I am going to reuse the same class because it will be having most of the properties which I wanted in the child class. You can say this derived class also as child class. Okay. So, in this, we are going to use the concept of code reusability. Code. I need not repeatedly write the same code. Okay. So, in the process of creating the new class, that is the derived class, the existing code from the base class is used. Okay. Now, inheritance allows to inherit all the code. That is very, very important. You can inherit all the code except it is declared as private. This is very, very important exception. Mark it as star here. Because when the objects or the data types are declared as private, you cannot inherit them. Okay. So, it should be written as public or at least protected. Okay. So, the class to be inherited is called the base class or the parent class, and the class which inherits is called the derived class or the child class. Okay. So, the base class is called as the parent class and the derived class is also called as the child class. So, the derived class is a power packed class. So, the derived class is the power packed class because it will be having the additional attributes. It will be having the additional features from the base class. Okay. So, the derived class is also called as the power packed class. So, the main need for inheritance is code reusability. The base class is called the parent class, the derived class is called the child class, and the child class will be having the entire features or the functionality, and so it is called the power packed class. And the main advantage of the inheritance, it will be relating the relationships well. Okay, that is like I am telling the generation from grandfather, father and the son. Likewise, you can easily relate. Then the reusability and it supports transitivity. Transitivity means we are going to use the code. Okay, it will be easily transferable and you can use it across the classes. Okay. Now coming to the types of inheritance. What are the types of inheritance we are going to see? The first type is called the single inheritance. The first type is called single inheritance. The second one multiple. Third one hierarchical. And we are going to see multi-level and hybrid. All this. Okay, so the first one is single inheritance. Okay, go to page number 261. You have the diagram. Single inheritance means it will be having only one base class. That is, it will be the B class is inheriting from only one single base class. So that is called as single. Okay, so that is called only one base class is used. So it is called single inheritance. Okay, so when we are going to derive the class from multiple base class, when I am going to have multiple base class A, B. Okay, so that will become multiple inheritance. Now coming to hierarchical. Hierarchical means that is when more than one derived classes are created from the single base class. More than one derived, that is multiple derived classes are created from the single base class. Okay, like your parents are there and now you are all the siblings, that is you have 3 children in your house. Okay, so the parents is a base class and you are having 3 derived classes. Okay, then this is like mother, father, and together you get the child. Here this is from a single base class, you are getting one child class. Okay, now multiple inheritance. What is this multiple? That is, sorry, this is multi-level. Multi-level means what? That is the third generation, from one level to second level, from second level to the third level. Okay, it is the transitive nature. This is the transitive nature. Transitive nature, it is going on and on from one generation to the another. Okay, so when the class is derived from a class, so C is derived from B, but B is not the base class. B is also a derived class. So when it is derived from another derived class, so when a derived class is created from already existing derived class, it is not the base class. So that is called multi-level. Hybrid, we will be using 2 or more types of inheritance. See, only if I close like this you can understand. See, this is a single parent and these are 2 kids. So this is this is hierarchical inheritance. So this is hierarchical inheritance. Now these 2 are the base class and this is a derived class. So this will come under multiple. So I am going to use multiple and hierarchical to form this hybrid. Hybrid means, you know, we are going to combine more than 2 forms. So here I am going to combine our multiple and hierarchical inheritance to form the hybrid inheritance. Okay, when there is a combination of more than one type of inheritance, it is called hybrid inheritance. Okay, so this example, it can be any combination. Here they have shown our multiple and hierarchical. It can be multiple and multi-level, whatever forms you can take, you can take. But it should be a combination of 2 hierarchical forms. Now coming to the derived class and the base class. Okay, so what we are going to do it in the derived class. Okay, while defining the derived class, okay, it should have all this. Okay, the keyword classes should be there, then the name of the derived class, then there is a single colon, and then you should give the visibility mode. Visibility mode means what? Whether the derived class is private, public or protected. Then the default visibility mode is private. The default visibility mode is private. Okay, so this is how we are going to declare our derived class. They are giving the syntax. See, the class keyword is there, then the derived class name is there, and then there is a colon, the visibility mode and the base class name. Okay, and the name of the base class should be written there. So see, we can see the example here in the single inheritance. Single inheritance means you will be having a single base class. See, class student, this is the first class, and there is another class called class exam. So this is the exam class which is derived from the student class. Okay, so in the student class, which is the base, we are having the private variables as character name and our roll number. That is, the name and the roll number are private. In public, you are going to have two functions. One is the accept name and the display name. Okay. Now I am going to declare the derived class. So the derived class, how I am going to declare? Class exam is the derived class. That is the derived class name, colon, public student, the visibility mode and the parent class. Here we are going to have mark 1, mark 2 and the total. Here we are going to get the marks, and then in total we will be, in display we will be adding the 2 marks and displaying. And in the main function, okay, here see all the things are in one, the class ends here, this is the next class, and this class ends here, and this is the main function. Okay, so this is one class, this is the second class, and see the class is getting over here, the class structure is going over here. Okay, now this is the main function. Exam E1 is the object name. Here I am going to create the object for the child class. I am not going to create for the parent class. So exam E1, this is the object of the child class. With the object I am going to call the parent class function. Accept name is the function which is in the parent class. Similarly, accept mark. Accept mark, it is in the student class, and display name is also from the parent class. Okay, and the display mark is in the own class itself, and then return 0 final. So a base class followed by one child class and then the main function. Okay, now coming to the multi-level. We will see what is multi-level. We will see the diagram first. In multi-level, you will be having one class, then the first child class, and then the second child. See, same thing in the same class student itself. They are using the same class from the previous program. Okay, that is the same thing. We are not bothered. Now we are going to go to the next first child class. What is the first child class? Result. Result is the first child class, and then before that you will be having the child class exam. Exam is the first child class and result is the second child class. Result is the second child class. So first, in the student class, that is the base class, we will be just accepting the name and the roll number together, and then you are going to display that in that. So the first class is getting over, base class. Now the first child class. Okay, so here what I am going to do? I am just going to find the total marks. Okay, now coming to the third one, that is the our last class, which is the last class, public exam. In this I am going to see the show result. Here I am going to just display the result. Okay, so here what is happening? We are going to just call the derived class using the child class object, that is result R1. That is result R1 is the object. R1 is the object for the class result. Result is the last child class. So R1 is the object. With the object I am going to first call the base class. Okay, accept name. Accept name is in the student class. Then accept mark. Where is this accept mark? Accept mark is coming inside the first child class. Where is this? First child class is exam. So in the exam you will be having this accept mark. Then display name and display mark, and finally the show result. Show result alone is in the third class. The other things are all in the previous classes. Okay, so we are going to say in this multi-level inheritance we are going to use more than 2 levels. That is, first level base class and one child class, and in the second level we will be using another child class, that is to derive the properties from the previous class. Okay, so till this only we will be having to note this note. So in a multi-level inheritance, the level of inheritance can be extended to any level. You can have many levels. Okay, so this is similar to the relation between grandfather, father and the child. Okay, and then a class without any declaration will have 1 byte size. Okay, that is a null class declaration will occupy only 1 byte. Okay, and then this visibility mode you should be knowing. Okay, so when the visibility mode is private, from the base class and in the derived class, what is happening? Okay, when that is private, all the protected and the public members will become private. See, from the base class, all things will become private. Okay, now when I have protected, what is happening? All the protected and public will become protected. And when everything is public, it is like this. Protected will become protected, public will become public. Okay, so you should know this, only the diagram, at least you should know this. Then we will be learning this in the next programming language if at all you want it. Okay, now coming to the evaluation. Okay. So, here, which of the following is the process creating the new class? So, that is inheritance. And which of the following derives a class student from the base class school? Okay, so class student from the base class school. So, first this one, because the class student is derived from base class school. Then, which reflects the transitive nature. Transitive nature is displayed in the multi-level inheritance. Then the visibility mode is not there, and inheritance is the process of creating a new class from the base class. Then a class is derived from a class which is also a derived class. So that is A, B, then C. B is already a derived class. So that is multi-level. Okay, then this is not there and this is also not there. Okay, then we will be having the questions from this particular function or this particular class. See, this is the class vehicle. Okay, so this is the base class. Write it here, base class. Next, you have some int wheels, then public, you are going to get the data and output data, and in protected you have int passenger. Here they are declaring it as protected. Okay, so when they are declared protected, we have seen in this diagram, no, when they are protected and public will become protected. Okay, so in that case we have to check whether we can inherit, what are all we can inherit. This diesel, petrol is the integer, protected is in load, load variable is in protected, and these are the two functions, read data and write data. And this is another function, other class bus with private heavy vehicle. So this is one class, this is from vehicle. So this is the first base class, and this is your second base class. Okay, right. So this is like, you can draw the diagram. This is vehicle, and here in that you have heavy vehicle. Okay, and then you have bus. Okay, now see, the heavy vehicle is the name of the first class, second one is this. Now, which is the base class of the class heavy vehicle? So for heavy vehicle, the base class is vehicle. So first one, the data member that can be accessed from the function display data. Where is display data? Display data is here. Okay, it is in the third class. Okay, so this display data can access what? It can access only from the private. All are private. So it cannot access anything, but it can access only from the heavy vehicle. It can only access from the heavy vehicle. So it can access what? It can access load only. In load only it can access. Other than thing it cannot access anything. So it will be accessing only load. Okay, the member function that can be accessed by any object. What all can it access? It can access only the read data and write data. Read data, write data, and fetch data and your display data are already there in the bus class. So we are talking only about which can access. So you can say B. Okay. Then the member function that is inherited as public by class bus. Okay, which is inherited, which can be inherited, which is the member function, input data and output data. Okay. Now coming to the short answers. What is inheritance? It is in page number. Okay, we will take it from the points to remember. Go to points to remember, page number 271. Okay, the mechanism of deriving a class. Page number 271. 271. What is the base class? You can have the base class definition here in page number 260. Okay, in 260, a class which is used for creating a new class, that is called the definition 260. Then derived class is called the power packed class because it has additional properties. This is also in page 260. Okay, and in what multi-level and multiple inheritance differ, though both contains many class. In multi-level, we are going to derive from the, I will give you the answer for this. Okay, and difference between public, this also I will give you the answer. This is not there, so we cannot do. What are the points to be noted while deriving the class? In page 261, you have the definition. Page 261, you have all the details. Difference between, this is not there. And what is the difference? This also I will be giving you. Third one I will give. These two are not there. Okay, and this is an important 5-mark question. You should discuss the different types of inheritance. For that you should draw all the diagrams and you should give the explanation. Okay, and this is not there, and I will give you the answer for this in the WhatsApp. This one and this third one I will give you in the WhatsApp. Okay, so I am completing chapter 16. In the next chapter we will be discussing only 17.1 and 17.2. Okay, 2 topics we will be discussing, and then for the 18th chapter you will be doing as an assignment. Okay, so thank you children.